We'll see what happens.
Okay. Take your seats. Settle down. Welcome to the Road to Concord 101. This class is about all things connected to the path of history leading from Mount Sinai to Lexington Green and the individual liberty and freedom of man. If you're in the wrong place, feel free to get up and go see the registrar's office about dropping this class, preferably before you meet the professor. In the event you do not already know this, your professor is Joe Bakanovic, and he has a bit of a reputation on campus. He is most definitely an acquired taste, but if you can learn to tolerate him, he will make you better at defending your position, whatever it may be. I'm T.A. Charlie. I'm here to help the professor, but more importantly, you. We encourage you to take notes, and if you have questions, feel free to call. If you'd like the number, please email us. You can also post your questions in the comments, and we'll get the professor's attention. Part of my job is to let you know a little bit about your professor. As I said earlier, the professor has that bit of a reputation on campus. Not all of it is good. Let me help explain a little with a story about how I came to be the professor's TA. I was invited to attend one of his classes. My first impression of the professor was that he was an egotistical, narcissistic know-it-all. My intent after only a few minutes of class was never to attend another class with this professor. But after class, Professor Joe came up to me and thanked me for my class participation and told me that my perspective was valuable, and he asked me to keep coming to class. This actually took me back a little. To me, he seemed inconsistent. What was I to do? I decided to continue coming to his classes. As I did, I actually started doing what he does encourage students to do. Check behind him and see if what he is teaching is actually correct. I have done this over and over again, and generally speaking, I found what he teaches to be backed by sound, valid, and rational arguments from reputable sources. When I have challenged him and provided a sound, valid, and rational argument in opposition to his current position, he immediately changed his position and thanked me for correcting him. Why do I tell you all this? Professor Joe is a little rough around the edges, especially in the way he delivers his content. But if you stick with him and listen to what he teaches and then go and check his sources, you will likely find, as I did, he will help you better understand the world around you and help you to think better and hopefully to live better. At least that is our hope. One last note. This class builds on itself. Therefore, it is important to attend class regularly. We will not always have time to go over previously covered material. If you are new, we suggest you watch our older classes. We've created playlists to help you with those things we feel are of special importance. Now, let's get started. Okay, folks, we're experiencing some technical difficulties, big-time technical difficulties. Oh, Joe, you're back?
The foggiest idea.
Rumble is down. I'm trying to fix that right now.
Rumble's down?
Yes, we're not streaming to Rumble. I'm trying to fix it as we are here. Let's see, can I get in here? What? It's not letting me.
Maybe this is a sign we shouldn't be doing this show.
I can't go in and edit it from here. Yeah, because apparently the stream information's not right or something. It's saying that it's not streaming to Rumble. And I don't know what's going on. I mean, I could try to possibly... I could try to add another channel to it. You want me to try to do it that way to get Rumble up?
The codes are right. All of the stuff to stream to Rumble is correct.
Well, it's
I don't know
not
what
going.
the heck.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm not sure what's going on. So you've double checked the codes and codes are right?
yeah.
I'm not sure. Well, it could be something on Rumble's side too, possibly. Or it could be something with StreamYard. I don't know.
Well, I just checked. It's streaming to the proper folks. Just this is one of them days, man. Just bear with us for a moment. The only thing no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah,
I don't know
if the codes are right, then I guess I don't know what to.
The codes
I
are
haven't
right.
set these up in a while, so you've been doing that. So,
well, like I said, the codes are correct. I've done that. I don't know what to do with Rumble today. I don't.
Okay, so just let people know on Rumble that no Rumble today.
Rumble's down for some weird reason. Everything, I just set it up both ways I could possibly do it. Just tell them on Rumble that they're going to have to go to one or the other sources because for whatever reason, I don't know why this happened. I set it up correct. It's showing correct. Nothing I can do about that.
All right, I just redirected them to the other channels, so we just won't have Rumble today. Good thing is we should be recording in StreamYard so we can upload it
so we can
Rumble
upload it
afterward.
back. I don't understand that. Check Rumble now. Now it says it's working.
Let me refresh.
Or at least the top of my screen says it's working.
No, I'm still getting just a drum intro so far.
Try one more time.
Still just drums.
Well, it says we're live now, so I don't know.
It just threw up another error on my end saying it's not streaming, so
I don't know, folks. I'm sorry. Right. We're not going to waste the whole day with this. We're just going to keep on going. I think this is going to be on the Rumble side of things, and it's also going to. Well, Hex Bells, somebody give us something to talk about because.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We definitely need something to talk about because you don't want to talk about what Joe wants to talk about today. He is in a mood today. He's doing his day of atonement
afflicted
today. He's afflicting his soul. So if you want an afflicted Joe to be addressing you, okay, that's what you're going to get. But you might want to throw him a bone and, get something, interesting, uplifting, something to distract him. Well,
Charlie wants me to talk about the incoming UFOs. Charlie Mike. Mm-hmm. Charlie Mike.
I don't know who Charlie Mike is. I know Charlie and I know a Mike, but I don't know Charlie
100
Mike.
days of riots in Portland so far. That is not getting any coverage. Yeah, well, I mean, why would it? Soldier on and embrace the suck. Yeah. I know. I got that. Trust me, I got plenty of suck here to embrace. So my computer is doing all sorts of weird things today. Continue mission. What is the mission today? I if y'all don't want to throw me something cool to talk about, we're gonna go. But I don't know. Let's see.
Come on, folks. Come on. Quick. Come on. Give us something good. Give us something good.
And Natasha says I've been doing nothing but giving you all a hard time. All right.
Oh gosh.
Here we go then.
Here we
go. If y'all come up with something, y'all go ahead and throw it in here.
All right, you guys ask for it. You get what you ask for.
Well, just give them a few more minutes. Maybe they got some really big, foaming at the mouth, hairy rabbits that are in cages because they might have rabies or something. Just give them time to let those out.
Well, you go ahead and look for that.
Aye, Captain.
I did plot 2 different shows for today in the event that y'all didn't have anything for me. You going to hang out, Natasha? That's fine. You can run the show.
Boop beep.
I was just wondering, she normally doesn't sit on studio that long. And things are going really weird here on our end, so.
No, we don't need this today. Yeah, we lost Joe just before this show started, and he came back, but he's having internet and power issues, so this show just might not happen today, folks. We'll give him a few more minutes and see what happens, but yeah, whatever Joe is going to talk about. Maybe.
Well, to be fair, we are getting more topics and ideas.
Yeah,
Digital ID in England.
Oh, here we go.
Airborne.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, oh yeah, we got quite a few ideas. We just have to get a Joe back now. Let me see. I'm checking to see if he sent me anything. No, I'm monitoring my text as well here, so apologize, folks, but yeah, we're having a lot of technical issues this morning, so we'll give it a few more minutes and see if Joe revives himself again, and if not, then we might just call it a day and wish everybody a meaningful Day of Atonement. Some people like Joe are following the those in Orthodox Judaism. They're doing it today. We're doing it tomorrow based on the calendar we're following. But yeah, and that's why we're not doing a show tomorrow, but we might not even be doing a show today. So
I
right,
wonder.
You wonder what?
Is Matthew Perry still relevant for Taylor Swift? Just in case it's an over the target thing, it might be worth looking into.
Yeah. It probably does have something to do with Matthew Perry. Yeah, we haven't talked about him in a while, so yes. Yeah.
Oh, Taylor Swift's engaged, right? Yeah. She's engaged.
Yeah.
We're like super excited.
Engaged.
Like,
right, yes.
Like, who would have thought, right? That's so amazing.
Yeah.
And dang it, Joe's still not back. I don't know if this is working.
In the NFL has nothing to do with that engagement or proposal or
they wouldn't interfere with true love.
There's nothing going on between the NFL and Taylor Swift and her engagement. Absolutely nothing. Oh, there he's back. We don't know for how long, but
the computer just reset itself again, Charlie, and it erased all cookies.
It woofed your cookies too. We have a cookie monster. See, that's because you're fasting today and you are so hungry, your computer ate all your cookies.
Maybe it's a sign that I shouldn't be doing what I was about to do.
Maybe. I don't know. But we were talking about Taylor Swift. All
right, you keep on talking about Taylor Swift.
And stuff. Yeah, because we figured that maybe if we did that maybe things would start working. And it did. You appeared. You know, we started talking about Taylor Swift and that has nothing to do with the NFL. You know,
isn't that
because the NFL had nothing to do with their engagement and all this stuff, you know, only because the NFL, you know, they have more women watching and going to the games now than ever. And their ratings have went up tremendously since Taylor Swift's been involved. But that has nothing to do with.
They're also allowed to throw games so that Taylor Swift's boy is on the winning team.
You're not supposed to say that.
The NFL is registered as an entertainment industry, not a sporting agency.
Out loud.
So they can throw games legally.
What are
you want to get thrown off of here again? You want your internet to go out again?
And they bet on those games too.
Of course they do, but you're not supposed to say that.
Wait, you're telling me the NFL is not like a nice, honest, genuine corporation that just shares a love of football?
No, it's like wrestling, man. It's all a show.
What?
Wrestling's not real.
You mean
either?
professional wrestling's not for real?
Nope.
My grandmama loved wrestling. We watched it every Saturday afternoon. We would sit and
Wrestling
watch
came out and
wrestling.
admitted that they're fake, and everybody still believes it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, keep on going, man. Taylor Swift. I'll become a Swiftie. Hey, you know,
Did
if
you
we
say
become Swifties here, we might be able to get T-Rex to watch us again. He's got a crush on her.
We do have some good. There were some good comments that came across as you were bopping in and out. So you could look through here and see. Let's see here. We got digital ID in England. Let's see.
Oh
here.
yeah, and Sharia law in England. Right now it's voluntary, but
let's see here. We're watching
Bluetooth coming off of people who have been jabbed.
Talking about the virus being re-released, Dearborn, Michigan. What else do we have here? Breath away from a civil war.
You're in one already. You just don't recognize it because the next war never looks like the one you just got done fighting.
Guys, come on.
Here's a good one. Do y'all know that most people that got the jab are putting off a Bluetooth signal? I can show you how to prove it to yourselves. Ooh, that's a good one.
I just said that because I saw that one, and there's actually.
Oh,
I know that a lot of people will poo-poo that. You might not want to poo-poo that so fast.
No,
folks.
you might not want to. No, because that's not that hard.
Because that was nanobot technology injected.
That's right. That's right.
Guys,
the Roman games.
I mean, that's nice and all, but
people are upset that you're.
Hold on. Hey, Charlie.
What?
The AI is trying to say something to you.
Oh.
That's nice and all, but let's get to the real facts. Ayo, ICE will be at the Super Bowl.
There you go. All right. Well,
Bring your sweet tea.
I thought you were supposed to have ice at a hockey match.
No, that's on the ice.
Oh,
yeah, this is like
different
Southern
kind of
ice.
ice.
You bring your sweet tea, and they give you free ice for your sweet tea.
They've even wussified hockey, man. They're taking the fighting out of hockey. That was actually
what is fighting without blood and gore and guts?
Well, I went to the fights one time and a hockey game broke out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be.
I remember I took and this is going to be a throwaway show today. I took my boss one time. Yes, Bigfoot is real. I took when I was working for Sears in Tallahassee, I took my boss to a hockey game and they got in a fight and there was blood on the rink. And my boss looked at me and goes, "That's real blood." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "They're really fighting." I said, "Yeah." Would you think this was all an act? He goes, "Yeah, I kind of did." I'm like, "No, fighting. The enforcers serve a purpose in the game of hockey.
Hockey, that's real stuff there. I mean, they get down. That's all part of the thing.
At least they used to. They use.
Well, yeah, I don't. Yeah,
most of your real good. Most of your guys who are really good at skating and scoring and are really fancy on the ice, they're not that big. They're a little frail. So if any bully goes out and starts picking on them, the enforcer comes out and he whoops that bully's butt. And that's how hockey worked, man. Because
the smaller guys, they're more maneuverable and faster too. They can move.
Gretzky was not gonna hold up in a fight very long.
No. But he could move that puck around. Woo!
Oh God,
yeah,
man. I know people will tell me about baseball, hitting 105 mile an hour nothing. Absolutely nothing compared to what I saw Wayne Gretzky do on the ice, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't even compare.
You don't want to get hit by one of those pucks.
No, it's a frozen piece of rubber traveling sometimes at well over 100 mile an hour.
Yeah. And ouch. Yeah.
And I played D when I played hockey, so my job was to get in front of that puck.
Right.
So that's why sometimes you'll see hockey players put a hand over the mouth, hand over something else, and put their legs together. And
right,
sucks to be me. But then they changed the rules of hockey so much it's not hockey anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. We have the Atlas spaceship coming, Mr.
There we
Quest.
go. Somebody else said the space. I wanted to talk about spaceships. Yep.
I have just barely been following that. Why do these idiots think that's a spaceship? Oh, because the telescope says it's it's maneuvering.
I
really?
Know. Because Werner von Braun said that's what you need to be looking for.
Yeah. Well, what else did he tell us about the alien invasion? It's a
Well,
lie.
he said it was a lie, but that's we're supposed to be looking for it.
He also
we
said
are.
that right before the aliens, there'd be a lot of asteroids are going to take us out scare. Have we got any? Oh, yeah. Apophis is going to come take us out in a couple of years. Yeah, we've got the asteroid scares. He also told us before that we'd have a terrorism scare. Have we had a terrorism scare since the 60s? Yep.
Yeah, a couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah. He also told us before that we'd have I think he said something about a climate scare. Yeah, we've had that. There was one other one that he told us. I put it up on the the Road to
I know there were
Concord
several
blog page.
things. We're at the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, we've clicked all of them. And I mean, the man
Yeah.
told us before it started. So usually when somebody tells me what they're going to do before they do it and why they're doing it, and then it happens, I'm going to believe him, especially when he was an insider. I mean, that's just me. Conspiracy theories. Back to Bigfoot. One of my favorite Bigfoot researchers just passed away last week.
Oh.
I can't remember his name now right off, but he was the one who did all the footprints and everything, anthropologist and all. It's sad. But on a brighter note, I saw the ancient alien guy in a picture on Facebook, and if it's on Facebook, it must be real. But they had a picture of him on a Bigfoot hunt. He said, wait a minute, we're looking for Bigfoot. I thought we were looking for aliens. Well, there's some Bigfoot weirdos that think Bigfoot is an alien. So I guess the ancient alien guy fits in just fine.
Well, he is an alien because he doesn't have papers, right? He's oh no, he's not an alien. He's an undocumented immigrant.
Oh, that's right. Bigfoot. Hey, see, if we find Bigfoot, we will have found an undocumented immigrant.
I wonder how he votes.
Alien. By mail.
Oh, that's right.
Did you see the story about the lady that just got a whole bunch of mail-in ballots in her Amazon delivery? Official ballots for mail-in voting in her Amazon.
No, I didn't see
delivery.
that one.
Yeah.
Oh my.
that story was in the news. So Vody Bachman, yes, we lost him.
Yeah, we lost him. Yeah.
All the teachers are going away. Hey, I'm still on the air, and I wonder if it's because I'm not going to talk about what I.
Well, there was some lady that studied chimps that just died recently too. She was famous.
Yep, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that. Man, our childhood is dying, Charlie.
Yeah,
we must be old. Yep.
See, we got a Bigfoot sighting right here. There we go.
There's I just read the lady who I can't remember her name. She was the chimpanzee researcher. I can't primate researcher.
But yeah,
apparently she was in another part of the world somewhere, and she asked if they'd ever seen any monkeys without tails, and they told her, yeah, they're about 6 foot tall and they walk around on 2 feet all the time. We see them. This is somewhere in Africa, I think, in the Congo, Central Africa. And the people had no idea of Bigfoot. Yeah, Jane Goodall.
That's right.
Thank you, Aaron.
See, Aaron, he always knows those names.
The indigenous people had no idea of who Bigfoot is or what he is. And even they had knowledge of these large primates that walk around on 2 feet with no tail. So, yeah, I know. We have absolutely no evidence of Bigfoot. We just have footprints, fingerprints, handprints, palm prints. We have
DNA.
Footprints. Yeah, DNA, hair, audio recordings, visual sightings. We have some really good video evidence that nobody wants to credit. They say it was a man in a costume, even though all of the Hollywood special effects artists at the time from that day and age said, ain't no way in God's green earth we could have done that. So apparently some nobody who had no money, was dang near bankrupt because he'd spent his last dollar to go make that movie, somehow found someone who could make him a costume that Hollywood couldn't afford to make. So with materials that didn't exist at the time. You have the records in the indigenous people of America. They say he exists, and we got no fossil records, so that means that wait a minute, we got Gigantopithecus bones. Yeah, but they're extinct. How do you know?
How do you
Well,
know?
carbon-14 dating. Well, the guy who invented carbon-14 dating says it doesn't work because we haven't
Carbon-14
reached
dating
the
is a
state
myth.
of equilibrium in the atmosphere, which means that the Earth is younger than 24,000 years old. So, I mean, that's young Earth. We can't go there. Bigfoot equal Nephilim.
I don't know
Don't
about
know
that.
if I can go there. I don't know. Maybe. I doubt it. Because if the Bigfoot were the Nephilim, they'd be running around eating human beings and trying to take over the world. That's just the nature of a Nephilim. I like Aaron's comment. Put that one up there. Sometimes I feel like an extra in a very real movie.
Yeah. What is it? The Truman Show. That's what it. Yeah.
Yes. Well, sometimes I feel like we're in Truman. How many of y'all go back and watch the original Matrix movie and tell me that's not another documentary that belongs right next to They Live and Idiocracy?
Yeah.
Shaw of Turin. Yeah, I don't know what to make with that one either. They say it's fake, then they say it's real. I don't know. I know this much. If that's real and that's what the Messiah looked like when he was in the flesh, I now know why he could walk through a crowd and nobody would touch him. Because back then the average man was 120 pounds, 125, 30 pounds, and he was only 5'6". That guy in that shawl is 6 something. Big boy too. So he would look just like we did amongst the Iraqis in the Persian Gulf War. He'd look like a giant. You ever notice that? You go look at the pictures where we're taking all the prisoners during the Persian Gulf War. Those people we were taking prisoner are like head and shoulders shorter than the average American is in those pictures and videos. That struck me as those people were small compared to us. So don't know. Y'all better throw something else at me. I know we're having a throwaway day, but I still got my notes sitting here in front of me.
Yeah, this is a throwaway day, but
of course, if I start talking about this and my internet goes down one more time, 3 is definitely a
yeah. If you go out again, I'm calling it.
Yeah.
That's a sign from above.
Yeah.
That sign behind you, you know.
Yeah, the one right there that says shut my mouth.
There. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who gave that to me, but I like that. At first I thought somebody was trying to tell me something. Then I realized, yeah, they are trying to tell me something, but I don't necessarily think it was meant to be mean. So, okay, here we go.
Oh,
Nobody else has anything.
Here we go. You asked.
I have been in a Wayne Stavely. We has a Bigfoot sighting around the Okefenokee swamp, but we found out that was a crazy man with long hair and a beard. Aaron wants to know what I have on my mind. I've been struggling with something for a long time now, and this is going to be a personal comment. So, unless you're a friend of the show, this is probably going to bore you to death. This is going to be right up Jimmy Zinker's alley, though. Virtue. Virtue, the sociologist in me is here, folks. Virtue is, it defines our character. I've been reading a lot of quotes lately and reading some of the writings of men who, philosophers who have struggled with this. We've got a habit as human beings. It seems to be part and parcel of our species that we have a morality that we espouse to the world, but we don't follow. And we have a morality that we follow, but we don't talk about. Hypocrites. So I was thinking about several of the founding fathers wrote this, but it's nothing new. This is ancient. Virtue defines our character. It controls the person. It's an internal control. And once it's lost, holy cow, you'll probably never get it back in your lifetime. And this is the scriptural principle that, if you're going to continue to chase after your lusts, then the Spirit will eventually hand you over to your own depravity. And unless the Spirit comes in and saves you, you're toast, Jack. Because once you've been handed over to your own depravity, you're little more than an animal. And that's just the truth. That's the individual. Virtue is in the individual. Social norms and taboos, they rest on a system of shame and honor, or honor and shame. And the social norms and taboos control the people, not just the individual. They control all people. So our virtue is a product of whether or not we accept the social norms and taboos. And that could be anything dealing with the law or culture or the subculture or your religion, whatever. And once those social norms and taboos, once that system of honor and shame is gone within a society, it's nearly impossible to get that back as well. And that's what makes up a culture. A culture is a group of people who share a common language with common ideals, common customs, common history, institutions, arts, etc., etc. That makes up the people. So if there's a system of shame and honor to keep us all to that common language, and at least on the outward side, adhering to the ideals, customs, institutions, etc., that keeps the people together as a people, a culture. But as soon as that system of taboos goes away, the virtue of the people is lost, and then we don't care about the taboos, and shame and honor go away, the culture falls apart. Yes, I know. It's just a second. We'll take the bottom of the hour break in just a moment. Thank you, Charlie. And this is why they say that the most assured way to destroy a nation or a people is to destroy their history or pervert their understanding of their history. And that has been going on in this country for a long time. And it's why the God of the Bible tells his people, remember, 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 so that they can maintain their identity and remain a people. We don't remember anymore. And when we do, we remember incorrectly. Well, I'll share the rest of this with you when we come back from the break. It's bottom of the hour. We have a 3-minute break. I come back. I'll finish up, and then we'll see where we go from here today. See you in 3. All right, we're back. I'm going to get you Trump folks a little angry with me, but I want you to hopefully pay attention to what I'm actually telling you. Real quick, though, Orwell, 1984. The most effective way to destroy people is to deny and obliterate their own understanding of their history. George Orwell. Well, in part, that's because this nation was founded on racism by evil, rich, deist capitalists. Had nothing to do with religion or blah, 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 or equality. And that's not a fair and accurate parsing of our history. So it's that type of stuff. Well, I happen to understand a little bit. I understand the 1920s and the 1930s a little better than most Americans because I've studied them. And I mean, not just in the United States, but also Italy and Germany and Spain, Europe, the 20s and 30s. Europe has always been ahead of us by about a generation. So what you see going on in the UK right now in Europe is coming here. We're not going to do anything to stop it. It's on its way. So in the 20s and 30s, we had fascism. And at the time, everybody loved it. Dictatorship was a good word. It was all about efficiency. Fascism was about creating a utopia. You also had a struggle with communism, but it was all about creating, it was done in the name of utopia. It was dictatorship in the name of utopia. And it stemmed from Woodrow Wilson. He gave them their ideas. He gave the fascists their ideas. And he was trying to come up with an American version of communism. So we're dealing with a movement of secular humanism in this country. But then you have, before Wilson, he took the quote unquote progressive idea from Teddy Roosevelt. He stole it, snatched it, took it over, rebranded it, remodeled it. Before that, Teddy Roosevelt's idea of progressivism, it was a modified form of fascism, but it was more about empire and the manifest destiny. It was about saving the world again, but not through secular humanism this time. It was a little more religious, and it was a heretical religious idea. It wasn't based in any biblical foundations or anything, but it was about empire. And Teddy wanted to get the United States into the Pacific and the Pacific Rim, Japan, China, et cetera, et cetera. And then you had before him, or right around in that time, you had President Monroe and the Monroe Doctrine. And we see Trump doing this same thing. I'm going to take over Iceland or Greenland or whatever the heck it is he's going to take over, and we're going to annex Canada and make it a state, and we're going to get down into Mexico and attack the cartels, and we're going to bomb these shit. That's just a modern version of the Monroe Doctrine. So what I see there is, again, you're going to fix the world because it's your manifest destiny. We've learned nothing. That's that quote, people who learn nothing from history repeat it. And that's because they learn nothing from history. And that's because we don't study history. We don't care. People don't study, period. So they don't see the cultural rot and decay that we're in right now. At least most people don't. It started from the top. Fish rots from the head. Well, this cultural rot and decay started from the top, from our quote unquote ruling elites, self-appointed, mind you. And we're in the middle now. From there, from the head, the decay goes to the body, which is the people. And the people now are in a state of decay, individual decay. We've lost our individual morality. And we're in the middle of the final battle. And this nation's going to have to be remade either way, no matter who wins. So that's inside out. Top down, bottom up, inside out. Van Jones. It's exactly what he was telling us. Nobody sees it. Nobody cares. This is going to require more than a revival. We keep saying Charlie Kirk spawned a revival. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I wish he had. But I read my scriptures. What Charlie Kirk spawned was the bricks have fallen, but we will rebuild back with smooth stone. I didn't see repentance in any of those memorial services, I saw defiance. Repentance would have been, oh my God, we've allowed this to happen in our people, in our communities, in our country. We've allowed people to walk freely who have this hate and vitriol in their heart. And we would have done something about it individually and as a community. Scripture tells you to execute people so that you can remove the evil from amongst you. Now we say, well, in the name of Christianity and pro-life, you can't be evil and wicked. We'll let the people live, and we'll just keep them locked up. But then you don't keep them locked up. You turn them out, so that you have somebody who's been arrested 13 times now just decides he's demon possessed, and he jumps up and murders some poor girl that's sitting in the chair in front of him on a train. And the judges wash their hands of it, because the system's just, that's the way it is, and blah, blah, blah. We've become comfortable in our depravity. You know what you do with a career criminal? By the time you've been arrested 3, 4, 5 times, I don't put you in jail for life. I just execute you. That's how a civilized society has to function. Because what you have shown me, you have demonstrated by your actions that you want no part of civilized society. So why should society be burdened with your life? And I know that the problem with that is that's very close to George Bernard Shaw. The difference is George Bernard Shaw is saying, when you become a burden on government, I want to kill you. When you can't show that you provide for the people, that fictitious collective. In other words, when you're a burden to him. I'm saying when you've shown that you are totally lawless and you do not care about the law or others, when you demonstrate you're depraved, that you've become a human animal, then I'm going to agree with Peter. You're good for nothing but to be led to the slaughter. And no, you can't send them to other countries. They're our problem. We need to deal with it. But we won't do that. This is somebody had asked about, was it Deuteronomy 7, 2-7, or Deuteronomy 17, 2-7. Stone people, execute them, get the evil and wickedness out of your country. Why don't we do that anymore? Well, that law was given to the nation of Israel. It was a theocratic republic, constitutional theocratic republic, from the way we would look at governments. And that law abided by them. But now it still existed in the days of the Messiah, which is why the Sanhedrin took the Messiah to Pontius Pilate to accuse him. They needed the ruling authority to execute him. They no longer had that authority. Under the new covenant, if you have a nation that's running itself according to biblical principles, then that civil government will execute those who do evilness and wickedness. Just like we did for a long time up until the 70s, when we kicked God out of the public square and we started to do away with the death penalty. And I know it's all based on, well, you executed one innocent man. Yeah, that does happen. It does. But now you're up against, Charlie Kirk. Well, we got to keep our weapons. Yeah, but some innocent people might be killed. Yeah, Charlie was like, okay, well, that's the price of liberty. Well, he ended up being one of those people who paid the price of liberty. If Charlie Kirk was as principled as I believe he was, if you could ask him now today, wherever he's at, if he still believes that, I bet you he'd say yes. Because he understood that the preservation of society depends on an armed populace that can't be taken over and controlled by a government that has weapons and the people don't. You've removed the right of self-defense. He gets that. Just like the person who actually understands the rule of law and how society works knows that if you go through the process and you are unjustly condemned, yes, that's a personal injustice. But right or wrong, it also serves the purpose of an orderly society. Now, if you're an atheist, I can see that, oh, well, let's not do that. Just in case, just for the one person. Let's let society pay to allow evil to continue to exist within its ranks. Well, that's an injustice there, but okay, just so that one atheist can live. But if you're not an atheist, if you understand the scriptures and you are innocent, you'll have an eternal reward. And your death actually still serves a purpose within society. But that only depends, that only works when the people embrace a common ideal. In which case, it would be very, very careful about condemning somebody to death. We wouldn't do it on light evidence. We don't do that. Cultural rot and decay. We can't control ourselves anymore. It's the most difficult battle, and I'm going through it right now. I can't control my own lusts, my own desires. It's one of the primary things Scripture tells me to do. My own anger, gluttony, all sorts of things. That requires us to bend our knee to a higher power or a higher law or a higher rule or ideal individually. But as a people, same thing. If the people will not bend their knee to a rule of law that's based on a worldview that the majority of the people accept, well, then you're not going to have liberty. You're not going to have freedom. If it's forced on you, that's tyranny. So how do you get a people who's in this advanced state of decay? How do you help them? I mean, if you're going to have a popular worldview, first you got to test it. And this is what I've been struggling with. I don't ever want any of you to take anything I say just because I said it. Don't ever do that. Ever. 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 Test it. Follow behind me in my homework. Look up some of the things I tell you to look up. Reason through what my arguments for yourself. If it's scriptural, test it against the scriptures. You know why you won't do that? It's hard work. Takes time, effort. You want to be entertained, comforted. It also takes intellectual honesty. You have to look at history in its context, not the one we want to write on it. You have to look at your culture and other cultures in their context. You have to look at language as it was meant to be used at the time. You have to look at the religious aspects that are going. You have to be looking for capital T truth. And then you have to be doing so with a willingness to surrender to whichever worldview you decide is for you. And how can we do this today when most of us are doing whatever we think, read that, feel, is right? There's no humility in our nation anymore. There's no submission to a higher power, a higher authority, even if it's just the rule of law or even logic. I don't know how we save this country anymore. I don't. Because you see, I've had people tell me, well, Joe, you're a good teacher. I don't want to hear that anymore. I really don't. I don't believe it. I don't believe it anymore. I'm a lousy teacher because I can't get any of my pupils to actually listen to what I'm telling them. I don't mean, well, Joe said it, so I've never told you that. Yahweh help me, I never have. Go test it. Go look. Go behind me. Do your homework. Check my math. See if my conclusions aren't warranted. Prove it to yourself. Seek, and you will find. Scripture says that. If you seek, you'll find him. He's capital T truth. But you have to seek with a sincere heart. And a sincere heart is willing to bend its knee to truth when you find it. I teach the truth as best I understand it. And I tell you that all the time. This is my best understanding at this time. Here's why I think it's the truth. I see people studying with me day in and day out, either in person or here online. And then I turn around and I see them saying things online or in person in the room where I'm at or whatever. They just disagree. That's okay. I don't mind disagreement, except they disagree. Why? Because they feel. You didn't do the work. I feel that that's wrong, or I feel this is the way it should be, or this is what's right for me. I feel. I've taught you nothing. I failed. But then again, I realize it's not me. It's not me. It's the individual I'm trying to help. Very few of us seek. Fewer still do so with a sincere, humble heart. My desire, to the extent that I do anything at all that's worthwhile, my most sincere desire is to help those with that humble and contrite heart learn how to seek in a way that's more productive for them. If you spend your valuable time here with me, and I know that Charlie and Natasha are in the background, don't think that I'm missing the us here. I'm not. I'm saying me because I'm the one running his mouth. You spend your very valuable time here, and I don't provide you with something that enriches or betters your life in some way, even if all I do is teach you what not to do or what not to believe. You say, well, I don't like that Joe Bakanovic dude. Good. Can you tell me why? Well, I just feel like, oh, well, no, that ain't going to help. That ain't going to work with me. I'm going to be hostile toward you now. But then you turn around and you say, well, because of A, B, C, and D, and this is the conclusion I drew. I'm going to look at it and say, okay, that's sound, valid, and rational. I think it's weak, but okay, fine. Cool. I'm good with that. And I will. I've proven it. There are people in this world that know darn well that when they gave me that sound, valid, and rational reason they disagreed with me, I left them be. They did the work. They made a decision for themselves that doesn't agree. They come up with a different answer from me. That's okay, fine, but at least they did the work. It's all I've ever asked. But if I can't encourage you to do the work or help you to do the work in a way that is more productive for you, meaning more useful in your life, something that actually helps you live a life that's better in the sense of virtue and honor and universal morality, Yahweh's laws, in line with the world he created. If I can't help with that, don't waste your time here. Don't contribute to this show in any way, shape, or form. But please do go find somebody who does that for you. Because my sincerest wish is that you live a purpose-driven life, guided by a coherent and consistent worldview that rests on your ability to understand and defend why you accept that worldview, to reason through it. I don't care if you use informal logic. It doesn't bother me. But as long as you've reasoned through it, because your reason shows me you weren't lazy. You have your head in the game, not just your heart, because your heart, what the scriptures call flesh, that's the animalistic tendencies in us. That's the sin nature, I guess. It's the depravity. It's the I want. It's the 2-year-old that never grows up. And I'm wrestling with that because as I've gotten older, I've lost a lot of my self-discipline, and therefore I've lost a lot of my virtue. It's not apathy. I used to think it was. It's Ecclesiastes. Whatever it was that grasped the author of Ecclesiastes, we think Solomon. It's all meaningless. It's all chasing after the sun, unless, of course, it is properly framed with a thought out intent. And then it could be the exact same thing, done the exact same way, but for different purposes. If I decide that there's no creator and there's no afterlife, and I'm stuck in this menial job as a janitor, and I complain and I moan and I gripe and I'm an ungrateful, miserable, sufferable slob. And all I ever do is a janitor my whole life. That's a life wasted. But if all I'm suited to do is be a janitor, but I realize there is a creator and that I'm performing a very valuable function in society, which performs a function of service in his kingdom around his world of believers, and I do so as service to him and his people in return with a willing and contrite heart, well, then the exact same thing suddenly becomes virtuous and moral and a life that's meant to be held up as an example of how we should live. Well, Joey's just a janitor. Yeah, but look why. And look how he lived and did what he did, or she. I want to be that janitor. And for most of my life, I've been the ungrateful slob, even though I knew better. This has been troubling me for a while now, folks. Because everybody tells me, what do we do better? You know, how do we fix this? You don't mean, how do we fix this? You don't. Most of us don't. I don't mean, if you're one of the few, I don't mean to accuse you. But I do wonder whether or not you are objective enough to be able to tell the difference as to whether or not you're one of the ones I'm talking about. But if you haven't done the work, and if you don't know what you know and why you know it, and why you do it, if you haven't got a compass, a northern star, you're going to have a hard time convincing me that you're not one of those depraved animals, good for nothing but to be led to the slaughter, which is exactly what happens when the Messiah returns. I don't want to be in that number. Not because I'm afraid of punishment. I could care less about that. That's deserved. But because I want to be a true allegiant to capital T truth. And not add to the chaos. And Charlie, now my plaque says, shut my mouth. You got anything to add, brother? Or did I make you hate the show?
It wasn't too bad, but I got a jet here, so I'm turning the count over to our AI, so she'll take you on out.
All right, man. Take care. Have a good day. Charlie does have an appointment. He's got to go. This is a messed up day on the show. We'll try and get it uploaded to Rumble later. I don't know how to do that, but I'll figure it out. Or Charlie will, or somehow or another, we'll get it taken care of. For those of you that did soldier on and fight through this, I know I'm probably not talking to you. Not in a critical way. But hopefully I can talk to you in an encouraging way. It's worth the struggle. It is. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be trying to do it. At least I consider it worth the struggle. How about that? Hopefully you will too. But just let me leave you with something. If you're not willing to evaluate yourself on a regular basis and you don't learn how to do it, you're going to end up like some people I know. They've been believers for decades and they know that they've arrived and they're no longer teachable. So they cling to bad thinking and faulty understandings, convinced that they're safe, and talking about how others need to be like them or they're going to be lost. never realizing that the minute you lose that humble and contrite, teachable heart, you've become the Pharisees. And the Messiah said they were damned. I'm not saying that you have to accept everything you ever hear. That's ever learning, never understanding. I'm saying you have to test everything, hold on to what's good, and let go of the rest. But you need a moral compass and a northern star, some sort of standard by which to judge what is and isn't good. I chose the scriptures. Some people choose reason alone. Okay. That means you're worshiping yourself. I know that they won't see it that way, but that is the logical conclusion if and when you understand reason, the limits of reason. Some people choose a different religion. Okay, test it. That's all I'm asking. Man's governing system. Some want socialism. It's based in a lie. It's based on a fiction based in a lie. But okay. Okay. Just don't force it on me. Oh, wait a minute. It's right. Your system can't work unless you force it on me. Well, then expect me to resist. But if you're going to resist those things, understand you need to be able to explain why. Not just, I don't want you taking my money or telling me what to do. You need to be able to explain the principle or the ideal underneath it. Why is it wrong? You can't do that. Then you're just, I feel. Even if I feel for the right reasons, it's still an unthinking animal. You're still the man digging the ditch, griping and being ungrateful and whatever. But as soon as you can tell people why, and you make sense of the why, well, now you're not a blind and depraved animal anymore. You've found at least the beginning of morality, in which case you know that you're accountable at some point to somebody other than yourself. That person can be reasoned with. The one who just feels cannot be reasoned with. And as long as we allow them to rule us, then the darkness will grow. Just a reminder, we're not doing a show tomorrow. Taking off for our congregation is keeping the Day of Atonement tomorrow. Yeah. I know it's very confusing. I happen to keep the calendar with the Jews. Our congregation has a different tradition that we've inherited. I disagree with it, but notice what I do. I keep it with them for the sake of brotherhood, the sake of being together for fellowship. But I still keep to the Moedim, the appointed times, the way I think I should be doing them. So today I'm fasting and afflicting myself. But tomorrow, because our congregation is keeping that day, and because I know that Charlie and Natasha are, or at least that's when they should be doing it, I'm going to take the day off tomorrow. It's a Sabbath. The only reason I'm here today, I consider this the work of a priest, order of Melchizedek, at least the show I did today, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. But you notice I was preaching at you. Don't know if you realized it or not. I was trying to teach his principles and his precepts. And that's allowed on the Sabbath, to the best of my understanding. The priests are allowed to do their work on a Sabbath. Commanded to in a lot of places. So we won't be here tomorrow. We will be back Monday. Political day on Monday. Next Tuesday, I'll be continuing on my argument for morality. Next Wednesday, I have no idea yet. I might piggyback onto Charlie's exam from yesterday. And then we'll go from there. We'll just see what happens. But next Friday, we will catch up with those next 2 chapters in our book, because that book is going to become more and more important. The Unseen Realm. It'll frame your thinking better, get you seeing things with different eyes. So until then, y'all stay safe. Take care. We love you. We thank you for being here. You'll be on our minds and in our prayers. Shalom.